Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we explore the hidden treasures that might be sitting right in your pocket change. If you love rare coins, American history. First up, the 1929 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is a remarkable piece of American coinage that connects collectors and enthusiasts to a fascinating period in U.S. history. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series, which ran from 1909 to 1958, was the first regular U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, Abraham Lincoln, on its obverse. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin showcases Lincoln's portrait on the front and two wheat stalks on the reverse, giving the series its nickname. The absence of a mint mark indicates that this coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the principal mints responsible for striking Lincoln's cents. Holding a 1929 Philadelphia wheat penny allows one to connect with a time when pennies were made primarily of copper and circulated widely in daily commerce, serving as an essential part of everyday life during the years leading into the Great Depression. Your coin is described as being in very fine condition with some scratches. Very fine is a higher circulated grade that indicates the coin has been used but retains most of its design details. On a 1929 penny in this grade, Lincoln's portrait will show well-defined hairlines, facial features, and details in the coat, while the wheat stalks on the reverse remain mostly intact with light wear on the high points. Minor scratches on the surface slightly reduce the coin's visual appeal, but they do not remove its collectible value. Coins in very fine condition strike a balance between showing history through circulation and preserving enough detail for collectors to appreciate the artistry and craftsmanship of the design. When considering market value, the 1929 Philadelphia wheat penny in very fine condition with some scratches is moderately valuable. Because millions of these coins were minted, the 1929 date is not considered rare, but its age and condition make it appealing to collectors. Based on current coin price guides and marketplace trends, a 1929 Philadelphia penny in very fine condition typically sells into this range, but it still holds value above its 1-cent face. Coins in higher grades, such as extra fine or uncirculated, command higher prices, while coins with heavier wear or significant damage sell for less. This makes the 1929 penny a practical and affordable addition to many collectors' collections. It is important to understand that this valuation applies to standard circulation coins. Rare minting errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks, can significantly increase a coin's value, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars. The ordinary 1929 Philadelphia wheat penny is valued mainly for its age, design, and condition. Minor scratches and light wear do not diminish its educational or historical significance. Rather, they provide evidence of the coin's life in everyday use. Collectors often appreciate these coins for their authenticity and the stories they tell about American life in the late 1920s, when the country was on the brink of the Great Depression. The color of the coin can also impact its appeal. Many 1929 pennies have toned naturally to brown over the decades, while some retain partial original red-brown copper color. Coins with more original color may command slightly higher prices, but naturally toned coins in very fine condition remain fully collectible. Scratches and light surface wear are typical for coins that have circulated for more than 90 years and contribute to the story of the coin's journey through countless hands and pockets.
The 1941 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with the D mint mark is a classic example of mid-20th century American coinage struck at the Denver Mint. Part of the long-running Lincoln Wheat Cents series designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin is cherished by collectors for its historical significance, simple elegance, and enduring symbolism. The Wheat Cents series, minted from 1909 to 1958, honors President Abraham Lincoln and reflects America's agricultural heritage and national unity. On the obverse, the coin features a right-facing portrait of Abraham Lincoln surrounded by the inscriptions "In God We Trust" along the top, "Liberty" to the left, and the date 1941 with the small D mint mark to the right, indicating it was produced at the Denver Mint. The reverse showcases the classic wheat design, two stylized wheat ears curving along the edges, framing the denomination 1 cent and the legend United States of America. The motto E pluribus unum appears at the top, meaning out of many, one. This design emphasizes prosperity, unity, and the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln. The 1941 D penny was struck in large numbers with a mintage of approximately 90,840,000 coins, and each coin is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It weighs 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. As a result of this high mintage and the durability of its copper alloy, many 1941 D pennies still exist today, though the condition varies depending on circulation and storage. Your coin is described as being in fine condition, which indicates moderate circulation wear while retaining most major details. Lincoln's facial features, hair, and coat details are smooth but still distinguishable, and the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and 1941 D are fully readable. On the reverse, the outlines of the wheat stalks remain visible, though the fine grain details are mostly worn away. The lettering for 1 cent and United States of America is intact and legible, making the coin identifiable and collectible. The coin also has some scratches, which is common for circulated coins. Scratches typically result from handling, contact with other coins, or attempts at cleaning. While light scratches are expected on older coins, deeper or more extensive marks can reduce visual appeal and slightly lower the value. Collectors generally value original surfaces and natural toning over coins that have been cleaned or polished. In today's market, a 1941 D Lincoln wheat penny in fine condition with some scratches is generally valued around $0.05 to $0.15 USD. Coins in better grades, such as very fine or extremely fine, may reach $0.25 to $0.50 USD. Uncirculated coins with strong red color can sell for $1 to $3 USD. High-grade, professionally certified examples may fetch $5 to $10 USD, depending on their color, luster, and overall eye appeal. While not rare, the 1941 D remains an important piece for collectors seeking to complete a Denver Mint or full wheat penny set. The historical significance of the 1941 D penny adds to its appeal. Struck during the early years of World War II, these coins circulated widely as the nation mobilized for war. The copper used in the pennies came from domestic sources, reflecting both resource availability and the economic climate of the time. Each coin represents a tangible connection to that era, passing through countless hands in everyday transactions while serving as a silent witness to history.
Next up, the 1919 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark is a fascinating example of one of America's most enduring coin series, offering both historical value and collectible appeal. The Lincoln wheat penny, produced from 1909 to 1958, was the first regular U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, Abraham Lincoln, on its obverse. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features Lincoln's portrait on the front and two wheat stalks on the reverse, which is why the series is commonly called the wheat penny. The absence of a mint mark indicates that this coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the primary mints responsible for producing Lincoln cents. Holding a 1919 Philadelphia wheat penny provides a tangible connection to post-World War I America, a time when the nation was experiencing both economic growth and societal change, and pennies played an essential role in everyday transactions. Your coin is described as being in extra fine condition with some scratches. Extra fine is a higher circulated grade that indicates the coin has been used, yet it retains nearly all of its design details. On a 1919 penny in this condition, Lincoln's portrait will display clear hairlines, facial features, and coat details, with only minor wear on the highest points. The wheat stalks on the reverse remain sharp, with most lines and details still visible. The scratches on the coin's surface may slightly affect its eye appeal but do not diminish its collectible value. Coins in extra fine condition reflect a balance between history and preservation, allowing collectors to enjoy a coin that has circulated yet still maintains attractive design elements. In terms of market value, the 1919 Philadelphia wheat penny in extra fine condition with some scratches is moderately valuable. Because millions of these coins were minted, the 1919 date is not rare, but its age and preservation make it appealing to collectors. Based on current coin price guides and market listings, a 1919 Philadelphia penny in extra fine condition typically sells for around $1 to $2 in today's U.S. market. The presence of scratches may place it slightly lower within this range, but it still retains value well above its original 1-cent face. Coins in higher grades, such as about uncirculated or uncirculated, can command significantly higher prices, while coins with heavier wear or more damage sell for less. It is important to note that this value applies to standard circulation coins. Rare minting errors, such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks, can dramatically increase a coin's value, sometimes reaching hundreds of dollars for collectors. The ordinary 1919 Philadelphia wheat penny, however, is valued mainly for its age, design, and condition. Minor scratches and light wear do not diminish its historical or educational significance. They simply reflect its life in circulation. Collectors often appreciate these coins for their authenticity and the story they tell about the economy, commerce, and everyday life in post-World War I America. The color of the coin can also affect its appeal. Many 1919 pennies have naturally toned to brown over the decades, while some retain partial red-brown copper luster. Coins with more original red coloring may command slightly higher prices, but naturally toned coins in extra fine condition remain fully collectible. Scratches and light surface wear are typical for coins that have circulated for more than a century and contribute to the narrative of the coin's journey through many hands and countless transactions. Owning a 1919 Philadelphia wheat penny in extra fine condition with some scratches offers collectors a tangible link to history.
Next up, the 1958 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark represents one of the final years of the Lincoln wheat penny series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. This series was the first regular U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, Abraham Lincoln, on its obverse. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin displays Lincoln's portrait on the front and 2 wheat stalks on the reverse, which is why it is commonly referred to as the wheat penny. The absence of a mint mark indicates that this particular coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the primary U.S. mint at the time. Holding a 1958 Philadelphia wheat penny allows collectors to connect with a period in American history when pennies were still widely used in everyday transactions, and the Lincoln wheat penny series was coming to a close after nearly 50 years of production. Your coin is described as being in extra fine condition with some scratches. Extra fine condition indicates that the coin has seen light circulation but retains nearly all of its original design details. On a 1958 penny in this grade, Lincoln's portrait is sharp, with most hairlines, facial features, and coat details clearly visible, while the wheat stalks on the reverse remain distinct and well-defined. Minor scratches on the surface slightly reduce the coin's aesthetic appeal, but they do not remove its collectible value. Coins in extra fine condition strike a balance between showing signs of use and preserving the coin's historical and artistic qualities, making them desirable to collectors. In terms of market value, the 1958 Philadelphia wheat penny in extra fine condition with some scratches is modestly valuable. Because 1958 was the final year of the wheat penny series and millions were produced at Philadelphia, this coin is relatively common. Based on current coin price guides and recent market trends, a 1958 Philadelphia penny in extra fine condition typically sells for around 25 cents to $1 in today's U.S. market. The presence of scratches may place the coin toward the lower end of this range, but it still holds value above its original 1-cent face. Coins in higher grades, such as about uncirculated or uncirculated, naturally command higher prices due to their superior preservation and eye appeal. It is important to note that this valuation applies to standard circulation coins. Rare minting errors, such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks, can significantly increase the value of a coin, sometimes into the hundreds of dollars. The ordinary 1958 Philadelphia wheat penny is valued primarily for its historical context, age, and condition, rather than rarity. Minor scratches and light wear do not diminish its historical or educational significance. Rather, they illustrate the coin's journey through everyday use and circulation. Collectors often appreciate these coins for their authenticity and for the story they tell about life in late 1950s America. The color and toning of the coin can also influence its appeal. Over time, copper pennies naturally develop a brown or reddish-brown patina due to oxidation, and coins that retain a portion of their original red color may be slightly more desirable to collectors. Scratches, surface wear, and light discoloration are typical for coins that have been handled and circulated, and they add to the narrative of the coin's history and longevity. Coins in extra fine condition with minimal defects offer a satisfying combination of historical authenticity and visual appeal. Owning a 1958 Philadelphia wheat penny in extra fine condition with minor scratches offers collectors a direct link to the final year of this historic series. It represents a time when pennies were central to daily life, Lincoln's image was familiar and respected, and the wheat penny series concluded a long chapter in American coinage history. While the market value of such a coin may be modest, its historical significance is far greater. Collectors can enjoy examining the design, studying the coin's details, and appreciate it as a survivor from the closing year of one of America's most iconic and enduring coins. Even with minor scratches, light wear, and natural toning, the 1958 Lincoln wheat penny remains a collectible artifact of historical importance. It illustrates the durability and continuity of American coinage and provides a direct link to the past. For collectors and enthusiasts, holding this coin allows them to study its design, age, and condition while appreciating the long legacy of the Lincoln wheat penny series. Its modest market price does not diminish its significance, and a coin in extra fine condition with minor scratches is a meaningful addition to any collection, offering both historical insight and personal enjoyment. Holding this coin allows one to connect with history and to appreciate the story behind one of America's most iconic and enduring coins.
Next up, the 1944 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with an S mint mark is a significant coin from a period of American history marked by global conflict and domestic change. The Lincoln wheat penny series, which ran from 1909 to 1958, was the first regular U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, Abraham Lincoln, on its obverse. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin shows Lincoln's portrait on one side and two wheat stalks on the reverse, giving the series its nickname. The S mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the San Francisco Mint, one of the key mints producing Lincoln cents during this period. Holding a 1944 S wheat penny allows collectors to connect with the everyday life of Americans during World War II, a time when coins were made primarily of copper and circulated widely across the nation. Your coin is described as being in good condition with some scratches. Good condition indicates that the coin has seen heavy circulation but still retains its major design elements. On a 1944 S penny in this grade, Lincoln's portrait will show significant wear, with many of the finer details in the hair, face, and coat flattened. The wheat stalks on the reverse will also show substantial wear, though their outlines remain visible. Scratches and other surface marks are common in coins that have been in circulation for more than 75 years. While these factors reduce the coin's visual appeal, they do not remove its historical or collectible value. Coins in good condition reflect their history and usage, allowing collectors to appreciate the journey the coin has taken over decades of handling. In terms of market value, the 1944 S wheat penny in good condition with some scratches is considered modestly valuable. Millions of these coins were produced, making this a common date, even though the mint mark adds a small element of distinction. Based on recent coin price guides and marketplace data, a 1944 S penny in good condition typically sells for around 10 to 25 cents in today's U.S. market. The scratches and surface wear place it toward the lower end of the range, but the coin still holds value above its original 1-cent face value.
Coins in higher grades, such as fine or very fine, command higher prices, while coins in uncirculated condition are more valuable due to their preservation and eye appeal. It is important to note that this value applies to standard circulation coins. Rare minting errors, such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks, can significantly increase the value of a coin, sometimes by hundreds of dollars. The ordinary 1944 wheat penny, however, is valued mainly for its historical context, age, and design. Even with scratches and moderate wear, the coin remains collectible because it has survived decades of use and retains recognizable features of the Lincoln Wheat Penny series. Collectors often appreciate these coins for their authenticity and for the story they tell about American life during the 1940s. The color of the coin also affects its appeal. Many 1944 pennies have toned naturally to brown over time, while some retain partial red-brown copper luster. Coins with more original color may command slightly higher prices, but naturally toned coins in good condition remain fully collectible. Scratches, dirt, and surface wear are typical for coins that have circulated for decades and are part of their history and authenticity.
Next up, the 1944 Abraham Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, making it part of the iconic Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this series features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing the nation's agricultural roots and the enduring legacy of Lincoln. The 1944 penny is historically significant as it was produced during World War II using copper recycled from wartime shell casings, linking the coin directly to the U.S. war effort. The 1944 Philadelphia penny had a very high mintage of approximately 1,301,000 coins, making it one of the most common Lincoln Wheat pennies. Each coin is composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighs 3.11 grams, and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Its large mintage ensures that many coins still exist today, although circulation and environmental exposure have affected their condition. Your coin is described as being in good condition with a black color shade and some scratches. A good condition coin has clearly visible major design elements, though it has experienced noticeable wear. Lincoln's face, hair, and coat are worn but identifiable, and the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1944 are readable. The black color shade is the result of natural toning or oxidation over decades. Copper reacts with air and environmental elements, often turning dark brown or black. While collectors generally prefer coins with even brown or reddish tones, black-colored coins are still collectible, especially if the color is uniform and natural. The scratches indicate minor surface wear from handling, contact with other coins, or environmental factors. While these scratches may slightly reduce the coin's aesthetic appeal, they are typical for circulated coins of this age and do not drastically affect its historical value. In today's coin market, a 1944 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark in good condition with a black tone and scratches generally sells for around 0.05 to 0.10 USD. Coins in better grades, such as very fine or extremely fine, may sell for 25 cents to 50 cents, while uncirculated examples with strong red or red-brown color can reach $1 to $3. High-grade certified coins may bring $5 to $15, depending on luster, color, and overall eye appeal. Although the coin is common, it remains significant for collectors completing a Philadelphia Mint set or a complete Lincoln Wheat Cent collection. The historical significance of the 1944 penny enhances its value beyond dollars. Struck during the final years of World War II, the copper used in these coins often came from recycled shell casings. Every coin served as a practical part of daily life while connecting to the larger narrative of the nation's wartime economy and effort. Even a worn, black-toned coin is a tangible piece of that era, reflecting both the history of the U.S. Mint and the everyday lives of Americans during wartime. Collectors often value coins like yours for their historical narrative. The scratches, dark tone, and wear all tell a story of circulation, handling, and passage through countless hands over more than 75 years. Each coin carries a personal and historical journey that makes it more than just a small copper disc. It becomes a tangible connection to the past. Next up, the 1955 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with D mint mark is a classic piece of American coinage that continues to attract collectors due to its historical significance and unique design. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series, produced from 1909 to 1958, was the first regular U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, Abraham Lincoln, on the obverse. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin features Lincoln's portrait on the front and two wheat stalks on the reverse, giving the series its nickname, the Wheat Penny. The D mint mark signifies that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which produced a significant number of Lincoln cents in 1955. Holding a 1955 D wheat penny allows collectors to connect with a post-World War II America, a time of economic growth, suburban expansion, and widespread use of coins in everyday life. Your coin is described as being in fine condition, with a brown color shade and some scratches. Fine condition indicates that the coin has seen moderate circulation, showing noticeable wear but retaining all major design features. On a 1955 D penny in this grade, Lincoln's portrait will show wear, particularly on the hair and facial features, while the coat details remain partially visible. The wheat stalks on the reverse will show flattening, but are still identifiable. The brown color shade is typical for coins of this age, as the original copper surface oxidized naturally over decades. The scratches on the coin, while reducing its aesthetic appeal slightly, do not eliminate its collectible value. Coins in fine condition offer a tangible connection to the past, showing both circulation wear and longevity. In terms of market value, the 1955 D Lincoln wheat penny in fine condition with some scratches and a brown color shade is moderately valuable. The 1955 D is one of the more sought-after dates among Denver minted pennies because of its proximity to the famous 1955 doubled die error, though the standard circulation coin is not rare. Based on current coin price guides and market listings, a 1955 D penny in fine condition typically sells for around 25 cents to $1 in today's U.S. market. The scratches and the brown color shade may place the coin toward the lower end of this range, but it still retains value above its original 1-cent face. Coins in higher grades, such as very fine, extra fine, or uncirculated, naturally command higher prices, while heavily worn or damaged coins sell for less. It is important to note that this value applies to standard circulation coins without any major mint errors. Rare minting errors, such as the famous 1955 doubled die penny, off-center strikes, or repunched mint marks, can dramatically increase a coin's value, sometimes reaching hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The ordinary 1955 D wheat penny, however, is valued primarily for its age, design, and condition. Minor scratches and moderate wear do not diminish its historical or educational significance. They simply reflect the coin's life as currency in everyday life. Collectors often appreciate these coins for their authenticity and for the story they tell about American life in the mid-20th century. The color of the coin also affects its appeal. Over decades, copper pennies naturally tone to brown due to oxidation, and this process gives coins a distinct patina that many collectors find attractive. While coins with more original red-brown luster can sell for a small premium, naturally toned brown coins in fine condition remain fully collectible. Scratches and minor surface wear are common for coins of this age and add character, highlighting the coin's journey through countless hands and transactions over the years. Owning a 1955 D wheat penny in fine condition with a brown color shade and minor scratches provides a tangible connection to history. It represents a time when pennies were used extensively in daily life. Lincoln's image was a familiar symbol on American coinage, and coins were both functional and collectible. While its market value may be modest, the coin offers historical significance, educational insight, and collectible appeal. It allows collectors to examine the design, consider its circulation history, and appreciate it as a survivor of over 65 years of use. Next up, the 1945 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, making it a part of the Lincoln Wheat Cent series that ran from 1909 to 1958. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the series features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing prosperity, unity, and the agricultural foundation of the United States. The 1945 penny is historically significant as it was produced during the final year of World War II, using copper recycled from wartime shell casings. The 1945 Philadelphia penny had a high mintage of approximately 1,350,000,000 coins, making it one of the more common dates among Lincoln wheat cents. Each coin is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighs 3.11 grams, and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Despite the high mintage, these coins remain popular among collectors because of their historical context and the symbolic connection to World War II. Your coin is described as being in fine condition, meaning it has seen circulation but retains most major design elements. Lincoln's facial features, hair, and coat show moderate wear, while the inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and "1945" are clearly readable. On the reverse, the wheat stalks are visible in outline, though the fine grain details have worn smooth. The inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America remain fully legible. This grade indicates a coin that has been handled but still shows recognizable detail, making it suitable for collectors who seek circulated examples. The coin also has some scratches, which are common on coins that have been in circulation for decades. Scratches typically result from contact with other coins, rough surfaces, or handling. While minor scratches do not drastically reduce a coin's value, more significant surface marks can slightly lower its appeal to collectors. It is important to avoid cleaning the coin, as cleaning can damage the natural surface patina and reduce its numismatic value. In today's coin market, a 1945 Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark in fine condition with some scratches generally sells for 5 cents to 15 cents USD. Coins in better grades, such as very fine or extremely fine, may reach 25 cents to 50 cents USD, while uncirculated coins with original red or red-brown color can fetch $1 to $3. Professionally certified mint state coins with strong luster can sell for $5 to $15 or more, depending on color, surface quality, and eye appeal. While not rare, the 1945 Philadelphia penny remains a valued part of a complete Lincoln wheat cent collection. The historical significance of the 1945 penny enhances its appeal. Copper for these coins was sourced from recycled wartime shell casings, connecting each penny directly to the U.S. war effort. This coin circulated widely, touching countless hands in homes, shops, and businesses, serving as a daily reminder of Lincoln's legacy and the nation's perseverance during the war years. Collectors appreciate coins like yours not just for their monetary value, but for the story they tell. Each scratch, mark, and worn area represents decades of circulation and history. The coin acts as a tangible link to the past, connecting modern collectors to everyday life during World War II. To preserve the coin, store it in a protective holder, flip, or capsule to prevent further scratches and exposure to air or moisture. Keep it in a cool, dry place to maintain its current condition. Avoid cleaning it, as the natural patina developed over decades is important to collectors. Next up, the 1945 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny with the D mint mark was minted at the Denver Mint and is part of the historic Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the series features Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two stylized wheat stalks on the reverse. The 1945 D penny holds particular historical significance because it was struck during the final year of World War II, using copper recycled from wartime shell casings. This coin symbolizes both national resilience and the everyday life of Americans during a period of recovery and change. The 1945 D penny had a substantial mintage of about 377,400,000 coins, making it common in circulated conditions today. Each coin is composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighs 3.11 grams, and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Despite its abundance, coins from this era remain popular with collectors because of their historical context and the symbolism of Lincoln's portrait during wartime. Your coin is described as being in dirty condition with some scratches, which indicates it has seen long-term circulation and has accumulated grime, surface marks, or environmental discoloration over time. A dirty coin may appear darker or dull due to oxidation or exposure to moisture, which is typical for older copper coins. Light dirt and patina are natural and do not necessarily harm the coin's integrity, but extensive grime or corrosion can reduce its visual appeal. The scratches are likely minor surface marks from handling or contact with other coins, which slightly lowers its collector value. In dirty condition, the obverse details, Lincoln's facial features, hair, and coat are worn, but the portrait remains recognizable. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1945 D are visible, though the letters may show signs of wear. On the reverse, the wheat stalks may appear flattened, with most of the fine inner grain detail gone, but the main outlines and inscriptions, 1 cent and United States of America, are still legible. In today's U.S. coin market, a 1945 D Lincoln wheat penny in dirty condition with scratches is typically valued between $0.03 and $0.10 USD. Coins in better grades, such as good to fine, may reach $0.15 to $0.30, while very fine or extremely fine examples can be worth $0.40 to $0.75. Uncirculated coins with original red or red-brown color may fetch $1 to $3, and professionally graded mint state coins can sell for $5 to $15 depending on luster and visual appeal. The abundance of this date keeps its monetary value modest, but its historical relevance remains strong. The historical significance of the 1945 D penny adds to its appeal. Copper for these coins was sourced from recycled wartime shell casings, linking them directly to the U.S. war effort. The coins circulated widely in homes, shops, and businesses, serving as a daily reminder of both Lincoln's enduring legacy and the nation's resilience during challenging times. Even in dirty or scratched condition, it remains a tangible connection to that pivotal period in history. Collectors often value coins like yours for their historical narrative rather than just monetary worth. Each mark, scratch, and tone tells the story of decades of circulation, providing insight into the everyday life of Americans during and after World War II. Coins like the 1945 D wheat penny are an accessible way to hold a piece of history in your hands.
Next up, the 1937 Abraham Lincoln wheat penny without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, making it part of the historic Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which ran from 1909 to 1958. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this series honors President Abraham Lincoln and features the familiar wheat stalks on the reverse, symbolizing the nation's agricultural heritage and Lincoln's legacy. The 1937 penny reflects both the economic challenges and resilience of America during the late 1930s, a period still affected by the Great Depression. Your coin is described as being in good condition with some scratches, which means it's circulated and shows noticeable wear. In this grade, Lincoln's facial features, hair, and coat details are worn but recognizable. The inscriptions "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1937 remain legible.
On the reverse, the outlines of the wheat stalks are visible, though the fine grain detail is mostly gone. The inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America are still readable, ensuring the coin is identifiable and collectible. The scratches on the coin indicate surface wear from circulation, contact with other coins, or environmental exposure. While these scratches slightly affect its visual appeal, they are typical for coins that have been in use for decades. Collectors generally value the originality and natural patina of older coins over coins that have been cleaned, so it is important to avoid cleaning the coin. Doing so can remove the natural surface tone and reduce its collector value. The 1937 Lincoln penny was composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, weighed 3.11 grams, and measured 19 millimeters in diameter. Philadelphia minted over 216 million coins that year, making it relatively common in circulated condition today. Despite its abundance, it remains appealing to collectors due to its age and place within the Lincoln Wheat Cent series. In today's collector market, a 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny without mint mark in good condition with scratches generally has a value of around 0.05 to 0.10 USD. Coins in slightly better grades, such as very fine, may sell for 25 cents to 50 cents, while extremely fine examples can reach 75 cents to $1. Uncirculated coins with original red luster can command $3 to $5, and high-grade certified examples may fetch $10 or more, depending on condition, color, and eye appeal. The historical context of the 1937 penny adds to its significance. The United States was gradually recovering from the Great Depression, and coins like this were part of everyday life, circulating in homes, shops, and banks. Each penny played a small but vital role in commerce, and surviving coins offer a tangible connection to that period of economic recovery and resilience. To preserve your coin, store it in a protective holder, mylar flip, or coin capsule to prevent additional scratches and exposure to air or moisture. Avoid handling it directly with bare hands, as oils from the skin can further damage the surface. Keeping it in a cool, dry environment will help maintain its condition over time.